There's been a lot of talk about Carbonate online recently, with Matt being on Alex's channel, the WP Eagle Show. A lot of people were interested, and I've been running Carbonate now for just about a year. In fact, my actual website, my Pro Blogger Income site, actually is Carbonate. So I've been running it for a while, and I've done some tweaks and some other stuff, but I just wanted to kind of explore and explain the theme to everybody, as to whether it's a perfect fit for you or whether it might not be the best fit for what you're trying to do based on your experiences. Let's go ahead and get into it. So what is Carbonate? Carbonate is a WordPress theme built using Bootstrap as the base. It's a no frills. There's no graphical user interface. There is no quick buttons to do anything. All the work is done by classes, by CSS and HTML. So this is his homepage for the product, and really it's just what he has used that has allowed him to make everything fast and allow him to quickly focus on writing as opposed to all of the miscellaneous stuff that comes with a website. So he's not sitting there constantly playing with the graphics, constantly tweaking something here or something there. So most notably, he has Swim University, which you'll note looks pretty close. He's got more tweaks to a lot of things necessarily than the standard theme does. And even his Moneylab actual website is on Carbonate. So when you go to moneylab.co, you'll actually see that it's running on the same theme. This is the different products he offers. So he's got Moneylab Pro, which I'll put a link in the description for if you want to go try it. It's, I believe, $49 a month, but it gives you access to all of the courses he's done and Carbonate, and that's $49 a month. Or you can, I believe, still purchase the courses individually. So if there was one specifically that fit you, then you can actually go directly into it. So like for me, I opened Carbonate over to here, and you can just buy Carbonate itself for $79. So you can buy the courses independently. Or just so you're aware, he has his actual monthly course, which gets you into a Facebook group, and it will fulfill the needs of most people who have a solid foundation on what they're planning to do and need just that extra, 10 to 20% from intelligent people. As you can see when looking at Swim University or at Pro Blogger Income, what you see is you have your main icon, and then typically 4 different options for links to specific content. So for me, these are all the categories. On his side, he's got only 2 categories for his site. He's got pool care or hot tub. It's one of those 2 things if it's on his website. Then he has a search, and he has his products. So this is where he sells his information products. So these ones, that's his header. It's really clean. It's straight to the point, gets you where you need to be. Everybody has to remember, almost nobody is going to your homepage. 99% of your users are getting here because they searched and found this. So what you really want to do is remember, this is where everybody starts. The rest of it is just kind of what gets them back to the next one of these. After his posts, you'll see as you go down, at the bottom of the post, you'll hit an actual recommended reading section. This comes inside the theme, and it uses tags to know what additional things to pull in down here, and it does up to 6. So if you have tagging done on your site, this will be near automatic for you, and it just randomly picks 6 out of there to display for the user, which helps them, hopefully if they read something that's on this topic, these ones are around that same topic, which means they should click to another one to read after the fact. So that's part of the theme, and if you see, we can go to one of these, and you'll see I've got the same thing down here, and I always tag everything with Carbonate so it can be found in here, or same thing, tag them with Acabado for the stuff that's Acabado, trying to help people get where they need to get to find what they're looking for. Unlike most themes though, you install the theme the same way. So you would go to themes and you go to install and it'll install. But there isn't any options that come with it. You're going to have to go into the theme editor to do any changes to your theme itself. So you got the styles area, which is here, which cleans up what's there. And then there's some global CSS, assets, colors, helpers, some miscellaneous things, stuff that controls forms, headers and navigation specific, index specific, post, like the single.php, the article itself specific, so how quotes are handled, how iframes are handled, and then WordPress defaults just to make sure that they're in place to run for you. And then there's responsive classes to help you manage how your screen looks based on the screen resolution. So this is where you make like the header fonts get smaller when it's down at a mobile size location or size. So that's how you tweak those little things. Functions is where the executables are. So this is where you can add theme support for specifics, where you can add, well, this part is the default theme styles. I added a custom sidebar in so that I can handle this, because this isn't default, as you can tell from his, as it's just one column. If you know what you're doing, you can add a column and you can add all kinds of widgets into that column and add different parts onto there. Over to here, you've got the error page. So you can actually handle error pages. Let's say it went there. And obviously that's not a real page. So let's make it. So it finds a page and it fails. And this 404 page here is what this 404 is doing. So it's telling you it's not there and that you can search. And then in this case, I've got 12 random posts that it shows, just because I want to give them some options in case they didn't find what they're looking for, but maybe something there will tweak their interest anyway. Category pages, this controls these. So it gives you the header, it gives you the description for the category, and then the post in a layout similar to the home page. Your footer is just everything on the bottom, so the footer that you build. So in this case, most of the time it's just a color and then whatever links and stuff you want. As you can see, he keeps his really clean and simple also, not overly wordy. There's no need to put 700 links in there necessarily unless there's a real reason for it. Most people are never going to get all the way down to that bottom section anyway. Then you've got the header. So the header is where you can put your Google Analytics code inside this head section, and underneath where you can add code after this additional line is where you can add your Google Analytics code or your Facebook pixel or whatever else you would add to the header that you would normally need a plugin for adding to the header. You could actually do it right here yourself inside what you're writing. It's never going to be overwritten because there isn't updates to it. And then inside here is the actual header. So this part up here, and it's just, you got 5 columns. Your logo is in order 3, so it's in the middle position. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inside here you have 1, 2, 3, and then 4 and 5. So it's just organization. And then index is going to be the actual main page. So it's going to encompass this section, any buttons or links or email subscription that you've put, and then it's a set of 9 to 12 posts. And then you move on. Page is how it builds pages. So I think if I do just, I can't remember what it is on this site. So yeah, there's just about, looks like the other posts or pages would. It's a single column and it's just got the page title. And then You can add search. Search isn't part of it by default. I've added search just to help people find what they're looking for. So down here, you can actually just do search and get a chance to search for something, which I'll cover in another video. But single PHP is the actual post. So this is every one of these posts. This is what renders this for you. So single.php manages the post. And inside here, you can put all kinds of things to give you buttons inside, similar to the home page. You actually have a byline that you can add, or you can, well, it's there by default. You can remove it, or you can change it. You can make it be whatever you want. I added in tags so people could find them. Outside of that, it basically just goes through, and then you can see he puts in very specific note sections for where recommended reading. Like there's good notes inside here to tell you what each section is actually doing, and that way you can tweak them. So like if you wanted, instead of 6 in recommended, you could make this 60 like that and save it, and now you've got 60 that would be inside there. I find his setting, I think, is lower on some of these, but I would state anywhere from 3 to 6 is pretty good. You don't want to overwhelm them with options. They may not choose anything in that point. And then tag.php doesn't exist. It's one that I've created on my own so that I have a page similar to the posts or to the categories that the tags will do. So the tags have a tag in the tag description and all the posts that are within that tag. So just trying to help organize and structure my content. Whenever I make changes to what he has, I do try to host it. So on probloggerincome.com/tag/carbonate theme, which I'll put in the description also, you can actually find what I've done as to adding some of this stuff onto here. So the disclaimers on posts for the affiliate stuff, which doesn't need a plugin, you can just put it straight into the single.php. Then we've got like the adding the next and previous buttons, the adding the full functional sidebar, and not just a text box where you can add text, but an actual menu that provides you this widgets section. And as you'll see, it's built with a title called Carbonate Sidebar, just so that it's easy for you to add in via the widget side what you want into the sidebar. And then what I plan to do is make a video on each of these if people are interested. So if you want to leave a description, or leave me a comment in the under the description, let me know if you're interested, if it'll help you. I know some people who've made some sites on it. I know one who's running it with his Zoic and still managing to get 95 plus scores for mobile and desktop with it. So it is fully possible to get very good speeds for any site that you're doing with ads, as long as it loads the right way. What I would hope is that you don't just jump into it unless you have the time. If you don't have a solid understanding of HTML and CSS, it may be a rough couple of days to get going. So depending on where you are at as to time, it may or may not be the right theme for you at this point. I would recommend it though, because it does give lightning performance and get straight to the thing that we're all producing, which is content to help somebody. It's not full of jumbly spaces. It's not full of miscellaneous to make everything more difficult. It's just helpful, straight to the point, get you to where you need to be, and take care of helping get everything in place that you want to get in place. So hopefully this was helpful to everybody. I'd love to hear more from everybody, and I want to keep making some stuff. I've got, I think, 7 or 8 videos within Carbonate that I can make just to help do all of the basics to kind of customize it to fit yourself. So I'm going to make most of those real quick and try and get them out. And then I'm going to be working on a few that people ask for in the comments. I do try to keep track of all the comments and keep track of those first to make. I have had an absence for a bit. Life got in the way and it was too busy. And my focus was on working on my sites and when I had free time, and not on just YouTube when I had free time. I am getting back to having some more free time, so I'm hoping to start making some useful videos for everybody. One of the biggest ones that I did was by default, Carbonate is built with Yoast because, well, Matt loves Yoast. What I've done is I converted this over to Rank Math instead. So I'll make a video next just about how to convert it over from Yoast to Rank Math, just so that you have a chance to switch it over and use that one instead. I know that that's becoming the more preferable SEO plugin for people to use. And I am working on some other ones, maybe the excerpt or maybe just based on content. I don't know. I would love feedback in the comments on that side too. But thanks for watching, everybody, and I'll see you soon. This is Josh.